Alright there guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the first movie video on this channel in nearly 5 years. If you guys didn't know, I actually started making movie related videos on this channel first, before my main channel. I made videos on Star Wars The Last Jedi, big mistake, and in 2018 The Incredibles 2, which was the last movie video I made on here. But it's time for us to finally cover my first movie on this channel since then, and we're going to be taking a look at the number one best video game adaptation in the world, aka the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I was immensely hyped for this movie when it was announced. And looking back, I've seen loads of people tweeting about the fact that Nintendo actually announced this movie on the 1st of February 2018. They announced this movie over 5 years ago, because loads of people were going back and finding that tweet from Nintendo announcing that there would be a Mario movie made in a collaborative project by Nintendo and Illumination. But let's now get into the movie. So the plot of the movie is very simple, because it's Mario, so of course it's going to be simple. Bowser wants to take Princess Peach away from the Mushroom Kingdom and have her by his side as they rule the world together. That's basically the plot. And the movie starts off with something we've already seen in the trailer. The scene where Bowser shows up at the Ice Kingdom. We've already seen that thanks to the trailers, and that's how the movie starts. But you guys might have seen videos called How the Super Mario Bros. Movie Should Start, and it shows Bowser acquiring the Superstar and then saying, "No one's gonna stop me now," and then cuts to the Super Mario Bros. Plumbing rap that they showed off as one of the trailers. The movie actually does start like that. Nintendo and Illumination actually did what people thought they were hoping for. And straight away we get a nice little cameo from Charles Martinet playing Jumpman. Jumpman is of course what Mario's original name was back in the 1981 Donkey Kong arcade game. So he at least gets a role in this movie. He actually gets another one. He also plays Mario and Luigi's father, because Mario and Luigi's family are actually in this movie. We get to see their mom, their dad, their uncle, who was only ever mentioned once in the past, and that was during the Super Mario Bros. Super Show all the way back in 1989. But the movie gets going by Mario and Luigi going through a warp pipe after failing the first and only plumbing job they actually got given after they start their own Super Mario Bros. Plumbing business, which ends up taking them to the Mushroom Kingdom, only Mario goes to the Mushroom Kingdom through a pipe. Luigi goes to the Darklands, where Bowser is. And Bowser does something amazing. He plays a song on the piano and sings a song he calls Peaches, where he's singing about Princess Peach and how much he loves her. You can tell Jack Black is definitely enjoying himself in the role as Bowser in general, but especially in the Peaches song portion of the movie. And that song is apparently able to be nominated for an Oscar. I hope it A, gets nominated, and B, wins the Oscar. Imagine how cool that would be. So Mario manages to get himself to Peach's castle, and it starts playing the music from inside of Peach's castle in Mario 64. The only thing about the musical references in this movie is all of them are modern remixes of the song that it's referencing. But there's a lot of music in this movie that reference that I picked out straight away. The original Mario Bros. Theme tune, of course. The Mario Bros. 2 theme tune appears for a couple seconds in the credits, which I didn't notice, but Che did. Mario Bros. 3, the athletic themes from Mario World, the Yoshi theme from Mario World, you know, the one that got a remix in Hytale Falls Galaxy in Mario Galaxy 2. Yoshi, however, does not appear in this movie, even though he was in one of the trailers. A bunch of Yoshis were in one of the trailers, but Yoshi is nowhere to be seen. The only thing of Yoshi we have is his egg appears in a post-credit scene and an earlier part during the movie. While Luigi is in the Darklands, just before he gets captured by the Shy Guys and Sniffits, are they called? The Shy Guys but have like black masks instead of white masks. Are they called Sniffits? I can't remember. But before that, Luigi is running away from a bunch of dry bones who actually look quite menacing in this movie. The Mario movie is the first piece of Mario media ever that's actually made the dry bones look menacing. Because, be honest, in the Mario games, the dry bones are not very menacing, are they? They're really not. But Peach needs to see if Mario is actually capable of stopping Bowser and saving Luigi. So she gives him an obstacle course to do. And one more thing, before that, before they've even entered the Mushroom Kingdom and the pipe, they go through Mario and Luigi go through a little construction section, still in Brooklyn. And the construction section is actually laid out perfectly to resemble level World 1-1 from Mario, from the original Super Mario Bros. Because that's the most known level, probably in all of gaming. 1-1-1-1. It's in every single 2D Mario game. And it's a staple of just 2D games in general. World 1-1. But as Mario's going through the obstacle course, he keeps failing over and over. Even though Peach showed him exactly how to do it already. And she doesn't grab the top of the flagpole though, so minus points for Peach there. Should have grabbed the top of the flagpole, but she doesn't. She grabs near the top. And Mario finally does complete the obstacle course with I Need a Hero as a backing track. Once she realizes he's ready, they go to the Jungle Kingdom to ask Cranky Kong, yeah, can we have your Kong army, please? And Cranky says, sure, if he can beat my son in a fight. Yeah, for some reason Donkey Kong is Cranky's son in this movie, not grandson, like he is in the Donkey Kong Country games. So Mario and Donkey Kong fight each other in like a coliseum, and they're on there's a bunch of red platforms, which is their fighting arena, which of course resembles the original Donkey Kong arcade game from 1981. And speaking of that game, we also get a cameo from the only other character outside of Mario and Donkey Kong who's in that game. Pauline. You know how she's the mayor of New Donk City in Mario Odyssey? Well, she's the mayor of Brooklyn in this movie, and she makes a nice little cameo appearance on a news broadcast. So nice to see her still relevant in the Mario universe when she was literally the original damsel in distress of the series before even before Peach was. So they get to the Kong army. Mario's getting his ass kicked by DK until he grabs the question mark block, and gets the super bell. Of course, which gives him the cat suit of course, Super Mario 3D World's trademark power-up. And that's really the only Mario 3D World reference the entire movie has. Not really anything else. Then Mario defeats Donkey Kong. So Cranky gives the Mario and Peach his Kong army. We even get little cameos from Diddy Kong and even Dixie Kong. Even she is in this movie. And then the lot of them all get their own carts that they get to customize. Mario, of course, uses the original standard cart from Super Mario Kart from 1992. Peach gets herself a bike. Toad gets himself a huge truck, because of course he does. And a lot of them set out to try and ambush Bowser before he ambushes them. Which leads them onto everyone's favourite track, the most iconic track in all of Mario Kart, Rainbow Road. Mario, of course, is throwing Koopa shells. Bananas are being thrown. And then there's this blue-shelled Koopa who has a huge truck that has this crushing thing on the front of it. It crushes Mario's cart, so Mario jumps on the Koopa's heads and then throws their shells at the other ones. So the blue-shelled Koopa gets annoyed and turns into the blue shell from Mario Kart and does exactly what you think he would do. Blows up part of the track. Bowser's even preparing how he's going to ask Peach to marry him, so he gets Kamek to dress up as her, like he has in previous games. And also, the casting choice for Kamek was phenomenal. That's exactly how I'd expect him to sound. Even though he sounds nothing like what he does in the games. If Kamek actually had a speaking role in the Mario games, that's how I'd want him to sound. Bowser even goes so far that he even wears the tuxedo and top hat that he wore in Mario at the start of Mario Odyssey. So yeah, Odyssey got quite a few references. It had that, the Sand Kingdom from Odyssey made a little appearance. Some music from Odyssey made an appearance, but of course, haven't played Odyssey, so I didn't really know it was an Odyssey reference when Odyssey music came on. The eel from Super Mario 64, from Jolly Roger's Bay, that even makes an appearance, and it even swallows Mario. It even eats Mario and DK, of which they have to find a way out to get out of it. Then Peach decides to cave in and say she will marry Bowser. She's of course not going to, but she needs to make him believe that she is. So the wedding is all set. And in the two of the guests at the wedding are King Bob-Omb and King Boo. They actually make an appearance in this movie, which was so cool. And when King Bob-Omb sits down, he knocks one of the Koopas into its shell, and it starts hitting the armrests of the next seat from side to side over and over and over, which of course is a reference to the infinite one-up tricks from the old 2D Mario games, where you find an area where you can make a Koopa shell hit a wall, and you then can jump on it as soon as it hits the wall, and you just keep doing that over and over, and you get an infinite one-up trick. Nice that they even reference something as small as that. Not only does Peach use the fire power-up earlier in the movie, she even uses the ice power-up at the wedding. And as far as I know, there is no Mario game at any point where Peach can use the ice flower. Peach is not playable in any Mario game that the ice flower is in, as far as I'm aware. She even blows up King Bob-Omb, which, that's just mean. He didn't even do anything wrong for once. King Bob-Omb was just sat as a guest, ready to watch Bowser get married, and then he gets blown up. Then Bowser sends off a bonsai build towards the Mushroom Kingdom, and Mario gets a Tanuki leaf, giving him the Tanuki suit, flies away from the wedding and makes the bonsai bill follow him and go into a pipe, which blows up and sends the entirety of the people of the Mushroom Kingdom to Brooklyn. They go to the real world, which apparently that's how the 1993 live action Mario movie, that also happened, where they went from the Mushroom Kingdom back to the real world. 30 years later, it happens all over again, just much better. And to defeat Bowser, Mario and Luigi grab hold of the superstar themselves, and well, if you touch a star in a Mario game, you know what happens. You start glowing rainbow colours and you turn invincible. And that's how Mario and Luigi defeat Bowser. And they even shrink him to microscopic size, and Toad puts him in a jar. I don't know if it is a reference, but I feel like Bowser being shrunk to be tiny is the only Super Mario Galaxy 2 reference in the entire movie. And one more character I should mention is the Blue Luma, who is called Luma Lee, apparently. And basically, this Luma says some of the most depressing and just despair things you can think of. Like, we're all going to die, and things like... At the end of the movie, he said, when the screen goes black, he says, "Now there's nothing left, just you and the void." And then he starts playing the Mario Bros. Theme song on a saxophone to bring in the credits. And all the different musical references from the games all play one after another during the credits. And I'd spent an hour and a half waiting for the Gusty Garden music from Mario Galaxy, waiting for that iconic music piece to start playing. And during the movie, it never did. I thought, was I really lied to? No, I was not lied to, because during the credits, the Gusty Garden music finally starts playing. I was like, yes. In the cinema, I literally went, yes, Gusty Garden. I said that out loud in the cinema. And during the credits, it even gives a nice little mention to Satoru Iwata, who is the former president of Nintendo, and had been the president of Nintendo for a long time. Was likely the president of Nintendo when this movie began its production. But then he sadly passed away. But it's so nice that even he gets to be mentioned in the credits. And that concludes my review for the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Fantastic. I really, really enjoyed this movie. Probably the best video game adaptation movie I've ever seen. Although I don't have much to pick from. I've got Detective Pikachu, the second Sonic movie, and the Mario Bros. Movie. I've only got 3 to pick from, and this has definitely been the best one. And I give it an 8.8 out of 10. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, catch you later.